In the decades after World War II, the world's food landscape transformed. Fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King rose to power, alongside a wave of processed snacks and sugary drinks. This rapid shift in how we eat coincided with a growing obesity epidemic, one that still grips much of the world today. Traditional explanations point to sedentary lifestyles, poor diets, and easy access to calorie-dense foods. But what if there's more to the story? A theory, as speculative as it is intriguing, suggests extraterrestrials may have had a hand in shaping our eating habits, fattening humanity for their own future purposes. The timing of the fast food boom, which began in the mid-20th century, is curious. It overlaps with an increase in UFO sightings and mysterious technological leaps, sparking questions about whether we were being watched or perhaps manipulated. Imagine an alien race studying Earth from afar, identifying a key moment in human development, the birth of a fast-paced, car-centered culture. Convenience was king, and fast food fit neatly into this new lifestyle. For extraterrestrials with an agenda, this could have been the perfect opportunity to infiltrate human society and start laying the groundwork for a larger plan. By embedding themselves within the food industry, these beings could subtly introduce foods that are not just convenient, but addictive and packed with empty calories. Over time, these offerings became staples in our diet, and with their prevalence, obesity rates began to rise. The real genius of this infiltration? It flew under the radar, disguised as the natural evolution of modern convenience. But the theory doesn't stop at greasy burgers and supersized fries. Modern advertising takes center stage in this speculative narrative. The science behind fast food ads is well known. They play on our emotions, push us to make quick decisions, and often bypass our logical thinking. But what if these tactics weren't just clever human psychology at work? If aliens had access to advanced forms of mind control, they could use subliminal messaging in these ads to drive us toward unhealthy choices without us even realizing it. This could explain why, despite knowing the dangers of excessive fast food consumption, many people continue to indulge. What makes this theory even more compelling is the addictive nature of processed foods themselves. Ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, artificial additives, and trans fats seem almost engineered to keep us hooked. These substances alter our brain chemistry, creating cravings that make it difficult to stop eating, even when we know it's harmful. In the context of this theory, it's not hard to imagine these ingredients as alien biotech, designed specifically to turn our brains against us, locking us into a cycle of consumption and weight gain. The global food supply chain also plays a key role in this speculative alien plot. Multinational corporations dominate the industry, often prioritizing profits over health. Cheap, calorie-dense foods are readily available, while healthier options are often more expensive and harder to find, especially in lower-income areas. If extraterrestrial forces had infiltrated these powerful corporations or influenced government food policies, they could easily steer the world's diet in a direction that benefits their goals. By making processed, fattening foods ubiquitous and healthy alternatives scarce, they would ensure a steady rise in obesity rates without raising too much suspicion. All of this speculation leads to a more sinister conclusion. Could the rising obesity rates we're seeing today be part of a long-term plan to prepare humanity as a food source? Science fiction and myth are filled with tales of advanced species exploiting less developed ones for sustenance. In this case, the theory suggests that by fattening us up, aliens are setting the stage for a future harvest, one where humans, now overweight and plentiful, serve as commodities for extraterrestrial consumption. The rapid growth of obesity, despite widespread health warnings, could be seen as evidence of a larger, unseen hand guiding us toward this fate. Now, while this idea might sound outlandish, it's important to consider how many of the pieces fit together. The rise of fast food, the addictive qualities of processed snacks, the manipulation of the food industry, all of these factors contribute to the obesity epidemic. The theory may be speculative, but it asks us to think critically about the patterns we see. Why is it that despite knowing the dangers of poor eating habits, our food systems continue to push unhealthy choices? Why do we crave foods that we know will harm us in the long run? Of course, The theory of alien involvement in the obesity crisis lacks concrete evidence, and for now, it remains in the realm of speculation. But it does serve as a fascinating lens through which to examine the broader forces shaping our relationship with food. Whether driven by corporate greed, societal trends, or something more otherworldly, the fact remains that our eating habits have been influenced by forces we don't fully understand. Even if we reject the idea of extraterrestrial manipulation, this theory highlights the need for greater scrutiny of the food industry and the systems that govern our health. It raises important questions about how much control we truly have over our own choices when the odds are stacked against us by powerful interests. In the end, whether or not aliens are involved, we must remain vigilant and aware of the factors that influence our diets and our bodies. In conclusion, while the idea of an alien-engineered obesity epidemic may seem far-fetched, it presents a provocative thought experiment. It challenges us to consider the deeper, often unseen influences that shape our health and behaviors. Whether this theory is taken literally or as a metaphor for unchecked corporate power, the message is clear. We must be mindful of the forces shaping our food choices, ensuring that humanity, in all its complexity, remains in control of its own destiny.